Ladies and gentlemen, homies and homettes, children, babies, creatures of all kinds, what it do, what it do. Give me 1 second. We're working from three pots here. Let me get this going how I want it to go. Okay. It says it's doing something. I don't believe it. So I'm going to go live on my own. Right share. Same page. I just don't see it live on there, so I don't believe this streaming software. It's been playing me. There we go. There we go. And then we're going to go. I'm going everywhere, so bear with me for a second. Let's put this into here. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, see. All right, we'll just do it from here. We do it from here. I want to switch on my cameras. Stay play too much. See, when you're trying to spit it for the people, the world will come against you. But let's do it. They ain't stopping nothing. They ain't stopping nothing. No, that's crazy. I'm looking at it go live from my phone, but the software. That's crazy. So we'll kick it back. It's all good. Ladies and gentlemen, homies and homettes, children, babies, creatures of all kind, what it do, what it do. Welcome to a live version of Man vs. the Machine. Let's get to it. So, Halloween, real spooky out here. You know what I mean? Real spooky. So, topic of today is, it's Halloween. We love Halloween. Uh, not what it's, not what it stands for, but it's a chance to, dress up, have a good time. What you got to understand is a lot of people are in costumes 365 days a year. They dressed up acting like something that they really not. You got people dressed up acting like they successful, but they really going through it. You got but the most critical part is the people that's dressed up as people that care about you, people that love you, and they really out for your demise. Really out for your demise. Real monsters. They real monsters. They dressed up. It's just like the reverse of Halloween, actually. The Halloween people dress up as monsters, but they usually be good people. But you got people in your life 365 days a year that's dressed up as good people, but they're really monsters. That's just crazy. So you got to understand that more than them costumes on Halloween, these people in your life is real life monsters. Just like the ones in the movies. They the real Michael Myers. They the real Jason. They the real Freddy Kruegers. They the real Pennywise. But they really living in the real world in the real time and really bent out here to destroy your life. And they dressed up as people that should love you, people that should care about you. They dress up as your mama. They dress up as your daddy. They dress up as your sister, your brother, your kids even. They dress up as your bestie, your best friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, and really the whole time. Sometimes it even be to my internet. There you go. Let's stop all that bullshit. As soon as I get to rolling, slow connection. Okay. All right. So they dress up as all these people um, that should be in your corner. Should be. Should be out for your success. Want to see you. Um, Want to see you doing better, but really they out to destroy you. They really is on your head, on your top. Um, they come in all these forms, all these people that naturally you think care about you, but really just want your destruction. And so that leads me to this part of the series we've been talking about, being the best you. And like I said last time, the part about being the best you is accountability. Don't think I'm about to jump into these costumes. I'm about to get into that. Is accountability. You have to understand, and I'm gonna show you how these costumes get you. These people in these 365 costumes get you, and accountability. So I said the most important thing that you have to do in your progression of being a better you, the best version of you. Just forget a better you. Let's just become the best. We ain't got time to just to be alright or a little bit better. We gotta get it. It's like the Lions. It's the year for the Super Bowl. We gotta get it. Can't be playing around this year. There's too much stuff going on that we can't just be a little bit better. We got to get all the way better. Now we might get better each day a little bit, but the goal is to be the best version of who we can be. It's our Super Bowl. Spiritually, it's the Super Bowl. Um, so the first part of that, like I said, is accountability. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's gonna make mistakes, and repeatedly. That's just part of human nature. Repeatedly making mistakes. That's human nature. The other part of that is learning from those mistakes, not letting those mistakes take you down or define you. And learning for other people's mistakes is the best way to learn, so that you don't have to take those lumps from those mistakes that somebody else made. You just viewing them make those mistakes. But however, in progress, that doesn't mean just like a football. You may go to the jug machine and catch 100 passes a day. That doesn't mean you're gonna drop a ball every now and then. So in your progression from turning from what you used to be into what you want to be, you're gonna make mistakes. You can't go from thinking you've done these things repeatedly. This is a behavior now, over and over again, and you're just gonna stop cold turkey, right? You're gonna be days when you relapse. You're gonna have good days. You're gonna have bad days, right? But you have to understand the most important part is accountability. It's holding yourself accountable, not waiting for somebody else to say something to you or someone else to get on you about it, or holding yourself accountable. If you do something, own up to it and move on. And sometimes it's going to be people around you and they make the same mistakes. Might be making a mistake with you while you're making that mistake. And they're not going to be forgiving of you. They're not going to accept that. And all the shit they got going on, they'll still try to hold it against you. Don't worry about that. Hold yourself accountable. You make that mistake, if you hurt a person or you do something wrong or you didn't just live up to yourself, look at yourself, right? First, come to grips with yourself. Okay, we made a mistake. Let's move forward. You know, if it's somebody you need to apologize to, apologize to. And then move forward. Don't continue to hold on to the negativity or the negative energy, because it's just going to produce more negative energy. Something happens, be sincere about it. Be sincere to yourself first. Like, hey, I could have chose a better way to say this. I could have chose a better way to do this. I didn't have to go that place. I didn't have to do that thing. I could have thought about other people's feelings. I could have thought about a better resolution. I didn't have to spend that money that way. I didn't have to do this. Whatever it is, hold yourself accountable, because you know what the better alternative to been to the actions that you may have done to cause yourself to relapse in your situation of perfecting yourself. And if you have to apologize to a person, another individual, or people, or for things that you did, own up to the shit. That's accountability. It gets the weight of it off your shoulders. Now, if you did something to me and you came to me and be like, "Hey, man, I know that was fucked up. I know you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? It may take you a minute to get over it, but I sincerely apologize." When you do that, you take the burden off of you. Now you've done your part in the situation. If they don't want to accept it, cool, whatever. Move on, but don't hold that up on you. You did what you could do to reconcile the situation. Move forward. Don't let somebody hold you for past mistakes. Because trust me, all these people make mistakes, even bigger ones than you to make. Even they done bigger stuff to you, whether you know it or not, and they want to hold this above you. That's part of these people in these costumes. You have to understand when people do that and act that way. When things are okay, they all lovey, WW, whatever. But then when something goes wrong, and any little thing, any big thing, something happens, then they turn on you. That's a costume, bro. That's a costume. Cause good, bad, and ugly. If a person for you, they're gonna ride with you through your darkest, especially when you sincerely trying to improve upon yourself. Because even if that person is improving on themselves, they're gonna back into some mistakes. This is one way to see those people with these costumes that I'm trying to tell y'all about. Another thing, especially with ladies, and I'm gonna talk to you fellas in a second because I talk to the fellas more than I talk to the ladies. Ladies, y'all gotta be careful of other women around y'all. A lot of it, and it was another. I don't know who I was watching. He was talking about this. Girls, some of y'all girlfriends be some of y'all biggest haters. Some of y'all mamas, and I talk about this a lot. Like, it's unbelievable. A lot of females I know, like how much they moms really be hating on them. It'd be crazy to me. Like, what the hell? I didn't grow up like that, so um, it's crazy to me that they really be her ops like that. But a lot of y'all ops, man, it be the girls you be hanging with. It's all buddy in front of you, but they talk to you like a dog behind your back to other niggas, to other dudes, to other girls. When you gone, this thinks she that, this thinks she this. She ain't really got nothing. That's why she can't keep no man. That's why she can't do this. Why this blah 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 blah. They split. They got so much to say behind your back, but in your face, the costume come on. Hey, they're your best buddy, your best friend. Uh, y'all got that's a lot of family members like that too. Um, one person I should be real close with, she always wear a costume. It's funny to me that so many people in our family gravitate to this person. But if I want to know some gossip or the worst about somebody, she always is the one with it. I mean, unprovoked shit talking about everybody. And they face, that, smiles, big hugs and everything. And that person leave, this motherfucker got new 50 kids, they on welfare, they ain't fit, this motherfucker retarded, blah blah blah. He ain't this. No, all the gossip about everybody. She ain't that. It's crazy. But they be doing the most. They be doing the most. And so I said, like, it was funny. The individual had a costume on one time, and it was a demon costume. And she said the type of demon that it was, and that's exactly the personality. And so you have to understand just because uh, people act one way in front of you, and you hearing all these things that they do behind your back, and this energy that they bring, you don't know when you come into a room, bro. A person that causes it could be a room full of people. They're the negative person. They always got something negative to say, or they have an attitude about something, or their attitude is just terrible. You know these people. Stop faking it like these people is really your friends. Understand when you see the person in the costume, it's like if I wore a wolf mask, right? I take the mask off, I put it back on. You're not gonna think I'm the werewolf no more. You know exactly who I am. I just showed you who I am. So in the reversal of that, of these people taking off the mask of their face and they showing you that inside they're really a werewolf and they really don't give a fuck about you. Stop pretending that you don't know what this person is. I remember one of my cousins went to jail and this person just dogged the crap out of him. This bitch drunk. She ain't got her life together. She this blase split. And then we had in a family event. This person all in her face. Now she out of jail, all in her face. Dogged her way worse than what I'm even seeing. Dogged her. Continues like, damn, would you shut up? You got something else to talk about? That type of dogging this person. But when that person was back in their face, nothing. Another one of our family members, right there, dogging this dude. I mean, taking him down through there. He a scammer. He this. He that. Think he on crack. Blah blah blah. In his face, smiles, giggles, but the costume. But they'll pretend that this person isn't the monster that they say they is. So y'all gotta be careful, man. Real careful. Because, and like I said, ladies, very careful of other females. Females be wanting y'all dudes. Females be wanting your energy. Females be wanting the spotlight, especially if you like the leader in the group or you live in a good life and your girlfriend, she ain't got no dude. And that's the main thing with females. It be surrounded by niggas. Or you doing good and she ain't doing as good as you. They'll dog you, try to get your man from up under you. Um, all types of just it's wild, bro. Like who was just talking about that? I think Polo Frost. One of them was just talking about this thing how females, man, are scantless. Like um, females are scantless when it comes to this. Like it's unbelievable how they just go behind you. And males. So let me get to y'all now. Y'all gotta, and a lot of this is revolving around like your homeboys, bro. Like, cause this we can use the Lil Durk situation. His man set him up, bro. That's a costume around him to say this man. Now what he was doing, I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend like that shit was cool. It's not. A hit for hire, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Dude, you too rich to be still dealing with the petty street shit. No matter what the industry is trying to put on y'all, bro. You got yourself out of the area where you grew up when you had to be involved. Not necessarily had to be involved, but that's just the way of life out there, right? You move yourself from out of there, but you bring that shit to you to Hollywood. Bring that shit to you to Atlanta. Bring that shit to you. Everywhere you go, you involved in the drama. Man, your homies just getting killed. Y'all got all this money, but y'all still doing the shit that you got out of. This is where I tell you, where it don't matter how much money you got. If your mentality stays in the same place it is, you can have all the money in the world. If your mentality stay in the gutter, it's gonna pull you back into the gutter. So fellas, you gotta understand with these people in costumes. Now back to what I was saying about Durk. His man's told him he done all this stuff for this, but it's a costume because these 365 costumes that people be wearing, not just on Halloween. Like I said, it's more critical than the monsters that you dressing up as on the end of October. These real life monsters, bro, they really take you down, really destroy you. And you sitting here thinking they cool. You got all these signs that they ain't really cool. But you go and you tell them things that they shouldn't know. You tell them things that they shouldn't hear. Like I just told like with the ladies. Like you telling these niggas all your business, right? You shining in front of these dudes. That's one thing too. A lot of cats, bro, fellas, a lot of your homies, bro, they want you to be good, but they don't want you to be better than them. They want you to be on par with them or better than them. Or you think you're better than me. Unless you're doing everything for them that a grown man should be doing for themselves, then it's fine. But the moment you say a no, or the moment you doing too good, or you feeling, or they think you feeling yourself too much, they hate me. Only time I ever had a gun pulled up on me at close range that it could actually done something to me was by one of the closest people I was closest to. No one could ever get that close to me. Again, on top of that, because hold on, let me set this up. Oh, this thing is getting on my nerves. Spend a day with this. Here we go. So only time a person can get that close now is dressed up. It's my homie. As my dog. So I would have never thought that the opportunity would present itself that um I even break it down like this. When he got the mag, I let go of my mags at the time because I was going through some legal shit. So I let go of my mags at the time to because I'm thinking we cool. You know what I'm saying? He knew that. You know I ain't had no glamour on. So we out. Just jealousy. Oh man, you shine too much. You too this, you too that. Like, what are you talking about, dude? I almost got into it in the club over this. Like, what? Hey, man. And I'm literally having a conversation like, hey, anything I got, you can use. What are you saying? And we get outside, it spill over to there. He got mad on me. You know, my peoples is outside. I'm like, bro, you pull that trigger, you will never make it out the sparkler. But the thing to me is, you got to see the costumes. This wasn't the first time of a jealousy or a spite, but this is the first time it escalated to that. And I've seen all the steps that can get there. So you have to understand, man, and it's as much detriment to your life as if you was in one of them scary movies and the monster was behind you. You know how I roll with the monsters. Michael Myers. He come out every Halloween. Why are we outside pretending we don't know this nigga come out every Halloween? He came out every Halloween consecutively for 20 years, 30 years. We know he gonna be outside if we stay in that city. That's what he do. But so why we out there? You know what I'm saying? You have to recognize people in costumes the same way. Why are you around this person? When it was a chance for you to make money, they looked you over. You know what I'm saying? Or they was trying to get at your girl, or trying to get at your dude. You know what I'm saying? You done heard them talking shit about you behind your back. You know they don't really mean no good for you. You have no real evidence of them wanting to do good for you. Yeah, y'all party and hang out. That ain't shit. You buying all the drinks. You know what I'm saying? Party and hang out don't mean that's your buddy. That don't mean that's your friend. Because a lot of times, like I said, you'll go out, you might leave with a nigga. Bitch be like, look at that hoe. That was just your girl a second ago. She got you over here, convinced you to twerk on everybody and do all this other stuff. But the moment you leave with a nigga that she want, you a hoe. I told you she was a hoe. Look at her out here. This is what girls be saying. Fellas, same thing. Why you flaunting and doing all this stuff? Trust me. In a lot of them circles, especially you got a big one, it's a nigga like, man, I hate this nigga. You know what I'm saying? A line you up, set you up, and rob you. Most dudes, especially if you come from the streets, it ain't really your ops that's killing you. It's really somebody on the same side as the tracks of you. Look, Nipsey. It wasn't some Bloods that ran up on him or some GDs. You know what I'm saying? It was a Crip. You know what I'm saying? This is really how the shit be going. Because it be a costume. It be your own people that take you down. 90, probably 99% of the time, but we'll give it a solid 95. It be your own circle, your own people that hate on you. That's your destruction. Because they always in these costumes. And the bad part about it is, a lot of us get mad about a situation, about something, and take advice from people that's not even in a position to give you advice on the thing you're looking for. You'll get into it with your spouse, your mate, your boyfriend, and your girlfriend. You going to get advice from a nigga that ain't never been in a good relationship. All he got is a bunch of help. How you gonna get advice from somebody that can't keep a solid situation? Or you would go get advice from your homegirl. She ain't never held on to a man. She ain't never been married, ain't never had no kids, ain't never got no family, right? She can't find a man right now, but you going to get advice for her about your situation, about your relationship. She happier, man. If you in a good situation, 9 times out of 10, she probably just shot a shot at your nigga. Guaranteed. Subliminally or overtly. Real talk. Or if she ain't done that, you doing better than her, so she want to be miserable. Bitch, you got to cut off all the time. The dude you got to cut off all the time. The homie that y'all can't really be around each other without some bullshit because you doing good. Maybe an aspect. It ain't even about money sometimes. It's about you might got a more complete life than him. You know what I'm saying? He might make more money than you. You might got the family that he want. You might got kids. He can't have none. This is stuff that y'all got to look at, bro. And I'm just bringing up different scenarios that I've lived through to tell you these things. You know, you might got the car that he can't get or ain't got yet. You know what I'm saying? Or it's just you shining and you got that energy. And a lot of y'all light beings got to understand when you walk into the room, it's a lot of angels and a lot of demons. A lot of people gonna show you that love, and a lot of people hate your guts. And you ain't done said nothing to them. They just don't like your light. They don't like the presence of Yahusha on you. They don't like what God put inside of you. They don't like the universe. They don't like light beings. So you got to understand that. That's why these people in these costumes is so detrimental, so dangerous to you, because it be the ones in the costumes and the evils of this earth, the spirits of this earth, the evils will put them in a costume just to get close to you, just so they can tear up what you got, because they ain't got it. If a person, if you got to keep cutting a person off, right? You keep bringing them back into your life. What for? They don't want to talk to me. When I hit them up, they don't answer. They done all types of snake shit behind your back to mess with your girl, or mess with your brother, or mess with your sister, or mess with, you know what I'm saying, just shit that's violating the rules, right? When you need them, they not around. But anytime they need something, you always just got to jump the bat for them. And if you don't do it, then they got a problem. It's a problem. You know what I'm saying? But yet and still, you keep bringing that person back in your life, and then you want to go get advice for them about something that could dramatically affect your life. Clearly, this person, like a lot of y'all hear this from other people. Man, that's your worst hater. She your biggest hater. Why you friends with that girl? Why you friends with that dude? Man, this dude always hating on you. This girl always hating on you, but you got them around you. You not realizing who's in the costume. You know what I'm saying? It looked like should be your best friend. It looked like it should be your mama. It looked like it should be your brother. It looked like it should be your father. It looked like it should be your cousin. It looked like it should be your mans in them. But really, it's a werewolf ready to kill you. Vampire, actually. You want to suck the blood out of you. Want to suck the life out of you. And so you got to understand, man, these things. Second part about it. And like I said, when I talk to y'all, like a lot of these cats be on social media and everything is just peachy. They got it all figured out. Bullshit. Nobody got it all figured out. The second part about becoming the greatest version of you is we talked about accountability. When you make a mistake, own up to it. If it's somebody you got to apologize to, if it's something that you did, make that right. Get that burden off of you. And then correct the situation so you got to stop making those mistakes. So the second part of what I want to talk about today is putting yourself out of position, being in the wrong position. The definition of success is being prepared for opportunity when it presents yourself. We talked about that numerous man versus machines, right? That's being prepared when the opportunity presents itself. Being in position so when your chance comes that you can make the most of it. A lot of times we out of position, and the opportunity to come. I'm out of position right now. Beautiful opportunity. Shout out Fred. I see your messages, fool. I'm grinding up right now so I can get involved in what you got going. Big up my man Fred Howell. Been knowing Fred, oh man, what 10, 12 years now since I was in my late 20s. We old men now, but he does it big, bro. So if y'all check out his page for how y'all want to get into investing and things like that of that nature, do it. So out of position, got to stop being out of position. And out of position is not just financially and success-wise that way. Out of position can get you killed. Out of position can get you locked up. Out of position can get you put in situations that could mess your future up permanently. And that's pretty much what principalities of wickedness in this universe. You can call them Satan, the devil, all his little cronies and demons. They want to get you out of position, and that's out of the will of God. That's out of the will of Yahuwah. They want you to not align yourself with your purpose. They want you in the clubs. They want you in the bars. They want you in the streets. They want you fucking with the hoes. They want you getting knocked by all the dudes. This is what they want. They don't want you focused on whatever it is that whatever it is God put you on this earth to do. That's what they don't want you doing. Whether that's being in the church, whether that's out ministering, whether that's out changing people's lives, showing them how to get money, showing them how to fix their credit. I mean, it's not just about you being a holy roller. You know what I'm saying? It's not about that. It's different ways that you can affect people's lives. They don't want you. It's like everything when I'm chilling, nothing goes wrong with this computer. Nothing goes wrong with my internet connection. But when it's time for me, to do this, hell breaks loose. I don't know how many slow connections. I've been sitting here probably about 30 minutes before I got on live, right? No issues with the internet. As soon as I do this, here we go. Goes crazy. So it wants you out of position. And what that would do is make me frustrated. Then I go maybe to the bar, or maybe I go play basketball. Maybe I go to the gym. I could do all those things later, but it'll get me out of position from doing this. So when you um when you start progressing, start writing down the things that you want to become, and start writing down the things that have stopped you from being what you want to be. Write those down so you got a clear vision of what those things are. Key to not being out of position is those things that you write down, and those things that you know in your head that's stopping you from being where you want to be, or who you who you want to be. Stop going back to those things, because that's pulling you out of position. So if it happens to do with your friends, you want to get money to invest, you want to get money to get a car, you want to get money to get your own house, you want to get money to get your own place. But you can't do that if you're also spending your money at the bar, right? You can't do that if you're not working or grinding or hustling or making money, whatever you're doing. You can't do that sitting on the couch playing video games unless you're getting paid for it. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Can't do none of those things to become successful financially if you aren't putting in the work to become successful financially. If you want a successful relationship, well, you can't do that if you always running back to the club. You can't do that if you always fucking with the hoes. You can't do that if you always messing with the niggas and getting nothing about them, or the dudes, whatever. Excuse me, saying the N word. You can't do that when you're out of position. It's asinine to think you can be successful in a relationship chasing a bunch of the opposite sex. It's asinine. How could you possibly be? You'd be successful being single that way, but you won't be successful in a relationship that way. It's impossible to say, I want to sober up. And if you got a drinking problem, I want to sober up. If you always at the bar, if you always at the club. Why? Because that place makes its money off of getting you to do those things. Those spirits that I was just telling y'all about that are conducive to your destruction want you there so they can deter you. Because if you're not sober, if you're always drunk, if you're always high, how can you possibly be productive? Unless you're Snoop Dogg. And you know what I'm saying? He's the only person I know to stay high and that is productive. You know what I'm saying? But you have to understand that the things that are stopping you, and please write these things down because it makes it easier to hold yourself accountable to these things. Like, you know what? Today is another day I went without a drink. Today is another day I went without a smoke. Today is another day I stopped messing with the hoes. Today is another day I start tricking on bitches. Today is another day that you know what I'm saying, I didn't throw myself out there. I ain't twerk. I ain't do this. I ain't do that. Whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Today is the day that I read a book. Today is the day that I, instead of scrolling down social media, looking at everybody's drama, I focused on learning a new trade. I focused on learning a new way to invest. I focused on learning a new, way to make money. Or I focus, even just, I put positive affirmations into my day. You know what I'm saying? I read my Bible. I read my Quran. I read a book on character building or whatever it is. That way you can see you start making steps to becoming a better you. Because if you don't have, that's the best way to hold yourself accountable is having a visual reference to turn yourself to. So it's like, okay, today is day number 9. I ain't drink. Today is day number 9. I stopped smoking cigarettes. Today is day number 9. Like all the other stuff I just mentioned. You know what I'm saying? But on that day, also on this day number 9, that I listened to Smitty the Goat, and I learned how to correct my credit. I learned today how to save my money this way. I learned how to pay my debt down this way. I learned how to do this. This is day number 10. So when the days start stacking up, you will start seeing the progress in your person and your character. But staying out of position, out of the wrong places, and staying in position so you can be successful when those opportunities present itself. So it's very important because, like I said, your life depends on you being in proper position and not out of position. I remember a long years ago, but shout out Pastor Shelby too. It was a topic, and it was about David, King David. If you don't know who King David is, Go read a Bible or some book. I'm sure he's probably in the Quran too. I don't know. But but King David was the guy who killed Goliath, right? There's plenty of other stories about him, and this is one of them. King Solomon, wisest man on earth, per se, was his son. So the story is like this. So Solomon was David's son. He ended up being the wisest man on earth, built the temple for God or whatever, right? But his father, David, the one that killed Goliath, stayed in a lot of wars. David was a man of war. And this is a story about being out of position, right? So David was the king. And you can be at the top of your game, right? And still get tricked and be out of position. This is why I'm telling you all this story. It doesn't matter if you're up here or down here. You can be down here and be out of position and come and be put down here or put in the casket. And this is what a lot of what you see. Now, you can use the Dirk situation as a good thing. Out of position. Why is he out of position? He rich doing hood shit. That's out of position. Where is he at now? In prison. You know what I'm saying? Probably for a long time. You just saw Young Thug going through the same things. He's still going through the same things. Why? Out of position. How is he out of position? Up here doing shit down here. Which, okay, if you up here and doing shit down here, it's going to eventually pull you back down here. Just like I said at the beginning of this live. So you have to understand, it is a beautiful day out. I wish I hadn't winterized the boat. Shout out, Mary. I wish I hadn't winterized the boat. Because it is a beautiful day out. Let me peek out the window while I look at it. I don't want to see that. I do got the jet skis. I ain't winterized them yet, but that water is 50 degrees, so I won't be doing anything. But I figured I'd get it over with. Yeah, so being out of position, up here, you're at the top, you're making money, right? But if you're still doing shit, like you're in the streets and doing all this dumb stuff, it'll eventually, it'll eventually pull you down and have you a polar plunge. Oh, but you're a bad lady. You're going to do a polar plunge. I'm black. We don't do that. I'm not jumping in no. I'm not jumping in no 50-degree water. I remember last week when I had to put it back on the trailer. I had to pull the boat back on the trailer. I touched that water and like, nah. I ain't fucking with it. My leg just touched the water, and that was enough for me. I'm good. And it was a lot warmer that week than it is this week. Should I just use a black card? Tell me, all the viewers, you black, you gonna jump in some cold ass lake water? Let me know which one of y'all black people gonna do that. But yeah, let me get back to what I was saying. So, yeah, so if you up here doing that, it's gonna bring you back down and possibly out the game. If you down here and want to be up here and you out of position, you'll miss all the opportunities to get you up here. So what I was saying about King David, let me get back to that. It's good being a Terminator. I got this memory. So King David, right? So David was king. He killed Goliath, and he was close to his 40s, right? And David had, I think it was 1,000 wives and 700 concubines. He had a lot of girls, right? A lot of girls. And he was supposed to be in a war, supposed to be fighting a war against the Philistines. That was Israel's main enemy at the time. So he was supposed to be in war because he was the leader of the army. He was the king. So he was supposed to be out fighting with the soldiers. But he had the crib chilling. So he had the palace, right? I'll just abbreviate a lot through this. So he had the palace. David's not out fighting with his men. He took a parlay. So he on vacation while everybody else fighting. So he at the top of the palace. He look out his window, and he looked down on the city. He see a chick in the apartments down. What they want apartments? You know what I mean? It's a house. He see them. She outside taking a shower. She butt ass naked. Now back in the days, I don't know. I wasn't alive 3,000 years ago, but outside, like you got a little privacy. But he could see her because he way up here. You know what I'm saying? He could see down. He's like, damn, she's bad as hell. Who is that? So he sent his homies. He sent one of the soldiers out, one of his assistants, to go see who she was. Sister come back, like, oh, that's Bathsheba. That's I think his name he was a Hittite, Uriah or something like that. Whatever. Like, that's your man. He's one of your soldiers, one of your best soldiers. That's his wife. He's like, oh, for real? He was like, tell her come up here. And so the king said it. So she go up there. David knock her down, right? Send her back to the condo. Now, he's supposed to be at war, out of position, right? Because he's supposed to be at war with the rest of the Israelites leading the battle. Supposed to be doing this thing out there, but he at the crib, so he saw her. Lo and behold, a couple months later, she knocked up like, "Hey, I done missed my thing. I'm pregnant." So he called Uriah back from the battle. Like, now this house, now this is where we can talk a lot about. When it's funny to me when people talk all this religious stuff, but they're not reading what's really going on in the Bible. Because David did all these wild things, and God said it was a man after my own heart. Why did God say that? Because David, accountability, held himself accountable. He didn't go blame other people for his shit. When he did something wrong, he's owned up to it to God and the person that he made wrong with. This story, he ain't gonna be able to make up to the person because he got him up out of there. So David was so diabolical. He called the soldier back. Now, if you a historian, you read upon this, it say Uriah was a general. There's no way Uriah could have been a general because of the next thing David's going to do to him to put him in a position to fail. So he told Uriah to come to the palace. "Oh, man, I heard you've been doing great things on the battlefield. Why don't you go home, take a break, man? I know you got this new wife or whatever." Mind you, he'd banged her up and got her knocked her up. So what he really trying to do is send my man home to hit his wife so he can act like that's his baby. But it's really going to be King David, baby. Now, again, up here, how you can be out of position. So, dude go back to the house, but he sleeps outside instead of going inside. So the servant comes to tell David, like, "Dog, he ain't even go in the house. He ain't do nothing." So David bring him back to the palace. "What's wrong with you? Why you going on?" "I mean, I can't do it. The rest of my soldiers and my troops is out there fighting and dying, and I'm at home. Like, should I go make love to my wife and my homies out dying?" That's some real shit. He said, "Nah." So he sent them back out there. So he called the general that was above dude. He said, "Man, send him by the gate. Make sure he up close. And when the fighting get real bad, tell all the soldiers to pull out, but don't tell him, leave him by himself so he can get killed." Crazy. Crazy. Diabolical. So, again, it's two messages I want to present to you when I'm talking about this. Because some of you think you done something so bad that it can't be fixed. Or no one's going to love you, or you don't deserve love, or you don't deserve to be happy, or don't deserve to be peaceful. I don't know who I'm speaking to right now. I feel like a preacher kind of. But if David did all this diabolical stuff, I haven't even got to the most diabolical thing that he did yet. So, well, yeah, that is pretty much what he did. That was the most diabolical part of this story. But again, after he did this, God still says, "David is a man after my own heart. I love him." So, if David can do all this and apologize, and God loved him, and a person, y'all ain't done half the shit that a person could be mad at you about, and you apologize. Fuck them. Fuck them. If you sincerely from your heart apologize to a person, and they don't, and I'm saying this too because along your journey to becoming a better person, you're going to fall back into some things that's stopping you from being a person. You're not perfect. No one is perfect. So you're going to do things to hurt people. You're going to do things to stop. You're going to do things to hurt yourself. And that's the main thing about holding yourself accountable for, is to be able to move forward. Because if I'm always holding on to things that I've done in my past, I can never move forward. I can never, if I turn around and start walking, I'm going to walk right into this table or some of the other stuff over here. So I can never move forward if I'm always looking at my past. So you can't hold on to negative energy because it'll just hold you back, and it'll hold you back and drain you. That's why a lot of people is depressed. That's why a lot of people want to commit suicide and all these things, because they're still holding on to the past instead of looking forward. And that is what the entities, the evils in this universe want you to do. So after David got Uriah, I think that was his name. I should Google it. Well, I'm sure that's his name. Anyway, after David got him up out of here, he moved his wife into the palace. She was knocked up. She got dead. Anyway, God didn't like it. He was pissed. So he brought all this thing. He killed the baby. He brought drama to David. Like, "Oh, you did this?" And so this is God talking to David. He said, "You got all these wives, all these concubines." So he got wives and side broads, right? So he got 1,000 wives and 700 side broads. This dude had one wife. This is God talking to David. He said, "I would have gave you more hoes This is God. I swear he didn't say the word hoes. He would have, I gave you more women if that's what you would have asked for. But you had to take his one sheep and kill it. I'm gonna kill the baby. And I'm gonna bring help on your kingdom because of what you did. David went fasting, whatever the Jewish people do, repented. God still killed the baby, but then she got pregnant again with Solomon, and that's how Solomon came. So, but had David, and David went through it after that. One of his other sons tried to kill him. Of course, the nation of Israel was eventually destroyed. All these other things that happened, because David would do a lot of things. But David would do a lot of things. But the moral of the point is he was out of position. And so when you're out of position, you put yourselves in situations where you're not progressing. I'll use myself as an example. Now, I told myself, why am I out of position from what I really want to be doing right now? I told you, so investment opportunity on the table, thousands of dollars. I went plumb crazy this summer. Spent about $35,000 from May to maybe July. About 35, almost 40 bands, right? Fucking with this boat, just traveling, depressed, this chain, this one, the other two upstairs. I went crazy. And I was out of position. I was depressed about this house. We already talked about that in the last Man vs. the Machine. I was depressed. This was really a mansion. I was depressed about that. But I put myself out of position. Instead of staying focused on what I was doing, running the bag all the way up, and keeping my credit where it was supposed to be, and all this other stuff, I'll be in perfect position right now for this opportunity that's on the table. And one of my biggest things was partying, staying out of the club. Because when I go, everybody's having a good time. Everybody. That's how it's like it's a movie. Everybody's having a good time. I'll get into it fast. I'm not a mean drunk. I'm a okay. I'm a happy person. And I want everybody to have a good time. But the thing about that is out of position. I wasn't doing these. Like I told you, the only reason I got back to really doing these is because that was the deal me and Yahoo made. Like, I do these, and pretty much I was getting everything. He was living up, God was living up to his deal. The universe was living up to his deal. And I wasn't living up to my part of the promise. I was out just doing whatever. And I had to stop. And so I got back to doing this. Shit on, I go out, not like I was and I know y'all probably see it like, dang, he's still, nah, not really. Like yesterday, I stopped myself. I got up in my costume. I got to the place I was going. I looked in the door. It wasn't popping yet, but it usually banged there about 12 1. I just didn't want to be out that late. I turned around because I'm creating a new habit. And this is what you got to do when you're trying to stop yourself from doing the stuff that you used to do. It's not like you can just hit the brakes. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're out here killing people or whatever, some people are. I'm just saying you can pump the brakes on that. But like certain things that you've made a habit, like drinking, smoking, blowing your money, fucking with the hoes, fucking with the dudes, that type of stuff, yeah. Those are habits that you form, right? So you're gonna have to take steps in not doing that. But we had made an agreement. Like, we ain't going out and doing this no more. And especially with the people that I know are negative for my situation. I kind of brought them around just to hang out because I can hang out with you and I ain't really got to fuck with you, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not going to deal with you in no other way but just party. Like, you're a cool person to pop, pop bottles with and drink with, and then you be on your way. Shouldn't even do that. Because when certain people are around, when you're out of position, you put yourself in position for bad shit to happen to you. So, King Von, another instant, he happened to run in his ops. Why? Because he was out of position. Had he been in the studio, had he been doing what millionaires should be doing, not in ratchet ass clubs with a gang of motherfuckers with guns and they got shit to lose, that'd be out of position. Your life get taken. So the main part of me is, and this is a Leo thing too. To hold myself accountable. Leos, we will forgive you, but we don't forget what you did. And when you reach a certain level and we on your ass, I might forgive you after that. But if you do anything, and it could be little, I'm on your ass right here. That's the worst thing. Like it builds up and I'm always on your ass. So my anger is incredible, but it burns so hot. Like I will be ready to kill your ass today, and tomorrow I won't give a shit about it because my anger burns so hot it just burns off. And so it's like Godzilla. Like he'd be like thermonuclear red, and then he turn back to regular Godzilla. It's like that. Like once I'm there with you, like I might not trip about it. I might not say nothing about it if you don't. Like you might have done something to me, I ain't seen you in a while. I remember exactly what you did. I'm not really gonna trip. If you don't come at me in a negative way, I won't trip about it. But the moment you do, you could have been like, nigga, I don't like I take it's right to the level of the worst thing that you ever did. It's gonna go right back to there. So all that shit that I let pass. So that's my Achilles heel. So I gotta that's one of the things that I try to fix quickly. And being in certain positions, out of position, at the club, at the bar, and I'm in that mode and you fuck that mode up, I go straight to 100 if you that person. And like, now obviously if you're a girl, I'm not gonna rip your head off, but I will destroy you, your character so bad, or be so mean to you. And I am mean. You can ask anybody. I'm a nice person. I'm nice generally, but I'm mean as fuck. And people tell me, why are you so damn mean? And that's another thing too. Well, so me being out of position, let me get to that first. Being out of position, I said I wasn't gonna go out and do this, especially with these certain people. What do? It's Halloween. Let's go out. And then the shit happened. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome. Now, mine went out a couple times and nothing happened. And that's kind of only when I distance myself away from shit. This time, went out, and just like the 7 out of 10 times we ever went out, some shit happened. Why would I expect a different result? And now it's caused chaos. And so I had to do some self-reflecting. So what could I have done wrong? Number one, could have not been around these people in these costumes that I know mean no good for my situation. Number two, I shouldn't have drunk those damn Long Islands because that turns me into a whole different creature. So much so that, and this is one of the things too, when you're trying to get out of being the old you, when you go back to being the things, some of the old things that you did, the shit that was trying to keep you there is going to try harder to keep you there. So you may have been a happy drunk, but it'll turn you into an angry drunk. Or you just might meet people. See, y'all got to understand spirits. You could be out of position so much that you'll step out and you having a bad day. Now you brought it out to it. And it's another dude having a bad day. And he step out of position. Now y'all meet head on. Somebody could die or get in a fight over that situation. The spirits don't give a shit about you, the person, the human being. They only hear 2 or 3 things: kill, steal, and destroy. And they're happy when they bring those entities together to collide. So when you bring those people in costumes that mean you know good, and you put yourself out of position, you doubling up the effect of what it has. First of all, you with people that you know don't really give a shit about you. Then you putting yourself out of position from what you know that you need to get away from to be the best person to you. So then when some shit happen, what do you expect? The same result or worse, because you stepped out of position into something that you identified like, I don't need to be doing this because I want to invest my money, or I want to be a better person, or I don't want to be an angry person, or I need to stop drinking because it make me this or it make me that. Might make you a hoe, make you a freak. It might make you angry. It might make you happy. It's just like going to the casino. I know I shouldn't go to the casino, not me, because I don't have a gambling problem. And that's one thing about spirits. They're not going to attack you in your strengths. You might not be a drinker, so a bottle's not going to have an effect on you. You might be a gambler. But going to the casino, I shouldn't go to the casino because I'm going to blow all my money. I'm going to spend all my money. I'm going to do something crazy. And then you go to the casino and you blow all your money, spend something crazy. Well, what did you expect? That's just like a crackhead that gets off crack and he go into the spot. It's crack around him. Just like So a lot of y'all might be young, but New Jack City, Pookie, Chris Rock was one of the stars in this movie, so he was a basshead. So Ice T got him off of crack. Ice T was a cop, got him off of crack, and had him working for him. Pookie, what in this undercover, and this Ice Cube got him off position. Pookie was doing good. He got him a job with Nino Brown. He didn't want to do it. Ice Cube forced him, kind of pushed him to do it, made him do it, so he can. He was so infatuated with arresting Wesley Snipes, who was Nino Brown, that he made Pookie take a job with Wesley Snipes, and Pookie started working around where they was backing up dope. Motherfucker went crazy. What was he gonna do? You put him in a position. He put himself in a position. He was out of position. He was doing good, but he got out of position and he relapsed, and then he went nuts. Got some of the raw dope and went crazy. Blew the whole operation, basically. Got himself killed. That's what I was waiting for. Now, just the odds of that. When you're in position, that was $1,000 just popped up on my screen right there. Praise God. So that's the reward of being in position, because when you do that, the universe see you trying to be disciplined, see you doing something different, so it'll put money. So I was just saying to myself, like, dang, I hope my dude hit me up because I need some more money. And I didn't even call him. I meant to call him, but I had to go to court over the boat today, so I can get my money back from them. And I didn't even call him, but it was on my mind. Like, dang, I need Blase Split to hit me up so I can get some more money. There you go, right there. But last night I'm thinking the same thing. Like, why are you going out? What are you celebrating? What are we celebrating? I got a lot of stuff. I'm not losing anything. It's paid for. My bills are paid. But the things I want to do to invest in and advance my life, I can't right now because I'm behind where I need to be. So I can't just take 1,000 here or 2,000 there or 5,000 here and do something. I got to do this. I couldn't start the restaurant. Why did I couldn't start the restaurant? Because I put myself out of position. So when the opportunity presented itself, a building with everything, I'm out of position now. Why'd you out of position? Because I took the capital and went and fucked it off. So now I got to go back and build my stuff back up. That's what being out of position. That's what being out of position to do. And so you got to understand, not only when you put yourself out of position, and if you do it with people that's is in a costume, they don't really mean good. They dressed up as your friend. They dressed up as your girl. They dressed up as your boy. They dressed up as your dog. They dressed up as your bestie. But they don't really give a fuck about you. It's just a costume. It ain't Halloween because they wearing this shit every day. You know what I'm saying? They take their costume off the moment your back turn. They talking shit about you. They trying to figure out a way to undermine you. And this shit get real deadly in the streets because a lot of, like I said, in the streets, this will get you locked up. This will get you killed. This will get you robbed. And Mary Poppinsville, the people destroying your character, even in the corporate world, you got to be careful. And I've seen this a lot once I got into management. On the floor, I would see it a lot. When I used to work on the floor, I used to see it a lot too. Motherfuckers would go run a snitch or tell on somebody. But in the corporate, man, I've seen people smile in your face and right around your back run to the operations manager and try to belittle you. You go into a meeting that you thought this was your man's. You know what I'm saying? You go into a meeting with everybody, they downing you, they dogging you, they making a scene. Some shit they could have came to the side and told you like, hey, you need to do this way or do this better. Hey, he messed up this or they messed up that or she did this or she did that. I done seen plenty of people get fired in management because people that smiled in their face, shit, happened to me before. People that smile in their face, really behind your back, dogging you because you might be a threat to their position. You might be a threat that you might overpass them and overshadow them. They might just not like you because you a good energy. I told y'all, when y'all that light beam and y'all got that light energy on you, the world hates you. Shit, say that in the Bible. If the world hates you, just know it hated me first. So y'all got to understand that, and that's real. But y'all really got to understand when you're trying to perfect yourself. Like the 3 keys to take away from this: identify those things where you want to be. At least 5. Put 5 things. This is what I want to do. I want to read more. I want to fix my credit. I want to have this money here. I want to be a better than a male person. I want to be a better friend, a better brother. It doesn't matter, whatever it is. and then identify the things that's stopping you. At least 5 things that's stopping you from being what you want to be and where you want to be, and hold yourself accountable to them things. That way you can see it. That way, you know what? I don't really need to do that. Or you know what? I need to do more of this. And then, as we was talking about, what the subject was, these people in costumes. If it's very easy, bro, to tell when a motherfucker's an associate, and you gotta have these different separations: an associate and a friend. Because a friend ain't gonna just tell you the shit you want to hear. And when I say that, they're not gonna tell you the shit to tear you down either. They're gonna tell you things that you should do to better yourself, and they might not taste good getting fed this information, but it's gonna better you. And a friend is gonna tell you what you need to hear, not what the fuck you want to hear. You know what I'm saying? But these associates that you be around, they might not give a damn about you, bro. They might be along just for the ride, just for the shine, but they always trying to figure out a way to take you down. And it might not be that you doing better than them. People just don't want to see your light and see you shine. And there's always somebody in a room like that. You might be, I'm telling you, I'm talking to the light beings. If you're that person that walk in a room and the room light up, people gravitate around you. If some motherfucker in that room like, man, I hate this. I hate her. I hate him. Why she doing this? And some of your homegirls are sitting there like, I wish I had a man like that. I'm gonna take hers. Word, flat. No sugarcoating in between. That's a real mindset. Like, this bitch happy, I ain't happy. Dudes the same way. I hate this. You see it, y'all see it on TV portrayed a lot in movies and stuff. I'm a person to hate on another man. But y'all women, because they don't want y'all to see this. Take it from, what was that? I think that was Polo Frost, whoever that was that was saying that shit. Take it. It's a dude that be around with women. Like, I know what they'll do. Like, they don't give a damn, and I see it. Like, shit they'll say to you in your ear while you outside the car, or you in the club, or you at the bar, and then how they, and I done sat next to some girls before that was with some other bitches. And like, we at the bar, I'm not with them, but I'm listening to what they saying about one another. This bitch ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? She thinks she does. She's like, damn, what's that? Then the girl walk back over, hey girl. Like, wow. And it'll get even more grimy. It get even more grimy behind closed doors. Like, oh, this got this, or she, like, how do you, like, most dudes, right? Especially like when I was younger, and we used to be, we would call it cliques, and we'd hang out with different sets of girls, and it'd be my dudes and they girls, and we just link up, drink, party, hang out at the crib or whatever. But the dirt that we hear about another girl in the circle will come from their homies. They might be together one-on-one. It might be 4 or 5 of them, and the other girl ain't there. Oh, yeah, it blah 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 blah. But that's your man's in there. You know what I'm saying? That's your man's in there. So, ladies, y'all got to be real careful. Real careful. I got to tell my girl, like girls love taking shit from other women that they ain't got. See, like, that's the modus operandus. So y'all got to be careful with that. And like I said, it's sad, and I'm talking to women still right here. It's like a lot of these girls I see now, younger, my age, they mamas be their main hater. It's crazy. Like, damn, like, for real, like, taking care of a whole grown woman, paying their bills, helping them with shit, and they treat you like dog shit, hate on you, talk bad about you, talk crazy to you. It's just like, yo, how you this, blah blah blah. You my mama. How I get like this? What did I see from you that made you like that? So it's a costume. It's a costume. And fellas, like I said, that's a lifestyle threat to females, because a girl will come tear up your situation, your relationship with your man, your career. But fellas, when you avoid, you not paying attention to that person in that costume, that shit can cost you your life or your freedom. Because dudes, we operate at a whole more deadlier level than females. A female, she might come to, you know, I'm a stealer man or some shit. Motherfucker dude to come to steal your life, put a bullet in your head. So y'all got to be real careful. When y'all see who that person is behind that mask, don't fuck with them, or please don't take advice from them. And like I said, y'all be taking advice from people that don't mean y'all know damn good. Like I said, when a person should be the closest person to me, I also got something negative to say. When I do something positive, I'll never see you around. We had the car wash, never seen you there. when we was doing the other business, buying the houses, ain't never seen you there. Never seen you on the boat. Never seen you doing nothing. But when it's something negative, I always got something negative. Oh, you gotta watch this person. You shouldn't be doing this. But the other person that you related to does the most, and you help fund their evil. But you got something to say to me. I can't take no advice from you because you don't mean me well. It's a costume, and y'all got to figure that out, man. You got to start when y'all seeing these people behind these masks. Believe that shit because that could be the difference between life and death, or your happiness, your future. Period. You know what I'm saying? Losing a spouse or losing a situation, and that grass ain't greener, and you be just like them, and then they be happy because you miserable. I should have stayed, or I shouldn't have let this person do that. You see it all the time on the internet. See it all the time. I was listening to this bitch, and she talked me up out of my good thing. That's what happens. So, like I said, it's Halloween. Y'all can get back into the regular costumes now, but make sure you keep eyes on the motherfuckers that wear costumes 365 days a year. Peace up. Appreciate y'all.